So he may have not set a qualifying lap today, but Angelo has definitely been dominating the series as well, usually placing within the top 3 each race. But that is going to be the timer down. That is going to be the green lights here in a moment. As the drivers drop their feet down onto the accelerator, you can hear them revving up for that green light. And here we go today at the Nürburgring in the Bayou City Cup, hosted by Shift E-Racing. Gabriel Borghi takes a strong lead here as we see him take off down towards the first turn. Jeremy Spencer Dunn going to be doing his best to catch up, though. We know he has the pace to do so. We just need to see him put in the work now. Joshua South doing his best to make his way past Angelo Moranti, as Angelo was able to overtake at the start. Currently on screen is the number 10 car of Tony McAnally, looking to place in the top 3 today for those points. But we can see the groups are starting to splinter off, with Gabriel Borghi taking a solid 1.5 second lead almost. Jeremy Spencer Dunn and Alex Rake fighting for the second place position right behind him. And the 3 drivers, Tony, Angelo, and Joshua, fighting for the 4th place position in the back to see who can fight their way towards the podium. And unfortunately, that's going to be Tony going off into the gravel there. That's going to slow him down a bit, and Angelo's going to make the pass now. And Joshua might have a chance as well as they make their way towards this right-handing turn. He's going to have the inside line. Tony doing his best to carry the speed around the corner, but it's not enough. Joshua makes the overtake. And Jeremy Spencer Dunn is doing a great job of leading on Alex. But Alex is right on his bumper. He's going to go ahead and move out to the side to see if he can make the move. Ooh, and almost contact, but Jeremy doing a great job using the full length of the track to get around him. The number 84 of Alex Rake chasing him down once again just from the rear end, almost kissing those exhaust pipes with his front bumper. They make their way up the hill now. Alex is definitely looking a little squirrely today. I keep seeing him make some minor adjustments. Maybe not entirely sure how he wants to perform this attack just yet, but Angelo's going to take advantage of the situation and overtake. Through the inside, will Alex have the pace to chase him down, though, with that outside line? It does not seem so just yet, as Angelo has made his way up from the back to 3rd place in just 1 lap. 27 minutes left on the clock today here at the Nürburgring. Ooh, and he gets squeezed in tight there, but makes it through. Alex probably a little frustrated right now, losing the position he once had to these drivers. But we can see that Angelo and Jeremy Spencer Dunn are starting to take off. And now it's going to be Joshua South chasing down Alex Rake for the 4th place position. 84 versus number 2 on camera at the moment. I know Joshua was telling me he's taken some time to reevaluate his driving standards, to make some improvements and try to start almost from scratch as far as mentality. And it seems it may be helping him out a little bit today, as he's making a little bit more pace against the drivers than we usually see. And that is going to be the pass successfully at the moment on Alex, pushing him down into 5th place. Joshua South taking the 4th place position in his Porky's Ferrari livery today at the Nürburgring. Joshua is the host and leader of Shift E-Racing, bringing you this series and the racing you're watching on screen now. But at the moment, he's watching his rear end, as Alex is doing an incredible job staying on these rear end bumpers, but then losing the pace out of the turns. He may need to rethink his approach to the pressure he's applying to his opponents as he kisses the gravel a little bit with the left tires. Tony McAnally has fallen to 6th place from his 4th place starting position, but he still has a chance to chase after Alex here. We can see that the Porsche, not making the turn, goes off the track. We're going to continue to follow Alex here as he continues to go after Joshua. Making their way towards the final bend now, and back out onto the starting straight. We're going to go ahead and cut back to Jeremy Spencer Dunn and Angelo Moranti. Jeremy doing a good job to make his gap known to the car behind him. He's not going to make this easy. Although he cuts the curb a little bit too much, that's going to cost some time. It looks like Angelo definitely had the chase out of that first turn and is now back on his rear bumper. But Jeremy does a good job of using all of the track to his advantage to make sure he's utilizing his exit line as well as possible. And even there, actually, his mistake caused Angelo to have to back out, which could work in his favor as they come down this straight now. Back down the hill they go. A left into a right-hander, this one having a lot of grip on it. Beautiful stuff here today. Angelo has the chase. It looks like Jeremy's going to cut to the inside line for the next turn. But it's not going to work out for him. Angelo actually getting a huge lead there in his overtake. Nearly 3/4 of a second now ahead of Jeremy Spencer Dunn. It would almost just seem to be a simple back out. I don't know if he was really trying to contest it at that point or not. Maybe just a reset of the mind here. But as we take a look at the leaderboard, Gabriel now has widened that gap to 8 seconds, with Angelo chasing after him with the added weight of Jeremy behind him. Both drivers kissing the gravel just a little bit. Jeremy Spencer Dunn doing his best to close that gap once again. I see it slowly dwindling on our leaderboard, but anything can happen here with 25 minutes left on the clock. As we take a look at our cars behind briefly, we'll see that Tony is still struggling just a little bit to keep up with Alex and Josh, but the fighting between the two is still giving him a chance. Joshua is maintaining that 4th place lead at the moment, but I know he is begging and desperate to get to that 3rd place position for the day. All it would take really is one mistake from Jeremy or Angelo to allow Josh the opportunity to place on podium here at the Nurburgring. As we take another look at the number 77 of Angelo Moranti just flying through, and Alex Rake trying to do the same to catch up to Joshua South, but Joshua is doing a great job to build up that gap behind him so that he can have a chance to... Ooh, I take that back! An unfortunate slide seems to have put him nearly into the barrier. I don't think he quite hit it, but Joshua is getting back onto the track now. That is going to give Alex the 4th place position back, with Tony right on his rear end, almost. Less than a second gap between the two. This will be Tony's chance if he wants to make up a position once again and get back to his starting position. As they come through the 84 and the number 10. Alex definitely having the most interesting race of the day so far. Having battles with nearly every driver on the track with the exception of maybe Gabriel, who took a quick lead at the very start. We're nearly 1/3 of the way into our race now, so anything is possible. We have a hot track with 116 degrees Fahrenheit. Raising since the start of the session as well. And a beautiful exit from Tony is going to let him attack Alex now, getting up alongside him towards the inside of the next turn. Will it be an overtake? We can't really truly tell until they make the next turn here. And an aggressive cut-in from Alex, nearly making contact with the number 10 of McAnally, who loses his exit because of the pressure, it seems such. But he's going to take him around the outside, not giving Alex a chance to get a great exit. We can see that Porsche is flying out now, with the Ferrari following into the tow, trying to get any advantage he can to catch back up to Tony. It seems that the Ferrari is doing a little bit better in the straights, but that Porsche is really pulling itself around the corners today, being the only one on the grid, other than the McLaren, to not be a Ferrari today. But a beautiful exit will see Alex chasing after Tony once more. The gap slowly dwindling once again between the two from 0.8 to 0.6 for a moment. Although Alex, not getting the exit he needs, is now losing that gap to Tony. Tony is really nailing it down on the exits of these corners. Just not too fast in the straights, it seems. But as we cut away for a moment, we are going to see that Angelo is currently fighting Gabriel and is actually overtaken for the lead. Amidst the drama of last lap with Joshua South, these two are now giving us a new show to watch. Beautiful stuff as they make their way onto the back half of the track now. And both drivers are running the Ferrari, so it may just come down to a simple setup thing that's causing Angelo to be able to get so much pace on Gabriel. Although I take that back as Gabriel makes his way towards the inside of the next line, nearly cutting the grass. But Angelo continues to hold his lead strong with only 20 minutes left in the race now. You'll have seen Jeremy Spencer Dunn in the background chasing after these two as well, as this fight with Angelo has ended and been passed on to Gabriel. Seems Gabriel was unsure of the move he was setting up at the moment, which is going to allow Angelo to maintain the lead at the moment as they make their way around the S's now. Angelo seems to still be carrying his pace just a little bit more than Gabriel, but the draft may kick in here now for the for the Ferrari in the back. But maybe just not enough, as we continue to see Angelo just holding his position with no issues. Gabriel having no choice but to simply fall in line behind the white and red Ferrari in front of him with his own gold and red Ferrari. Or I guess that is a yellow color, not a gold, but regardless, the Ray-Ban is taking on the Italian-themed Ferrari today. They make their way back up the hill now. You can see those tires aren't nearly maintaining the grip that they had towards the start of the race. The car's getting a little bit squirrely in the exits now, but that's what we like to see as these drivers take control of their horses here today at the racetrack. And making their way towards the back set of turns now, the final two turns. Angelo just doing a great job maintaining that position. His fastest lap, I take that back. A turn was missed and a driver off track. He may have to yield for that. Gabriel now maintaining the lead once more like he had at the start of this race. As they make their way down the starting straight now once again. The positions have now changed, and Gabriel is leading the race once more. Angelo following in second place. Jeremy Spencer Dunn in the third place position with a 5-second gap to the second and first place cars. Tony McAnally in the fourth place position with another 5-second gap to the podium. Alex Rake in fifth, and Joshua South currently in sixth. But he is still on track after that spin out in the first few turns. Angelo seeming to struggle now to get back up to Gabriel. Their setups definitely seem to be more reliant on independent control to get their time advantage instead of relying on things like draft and other normal things we would be utilizing within a race. But because of that, it is simply coming down to a battle of willpower. Who can maintain this speed the longest? That consistency that we love to see out of some top drivers. Utilizing the full length of the track once again, they make their way up the hill. The number 5 of Gabriel continuing to dominate, with Angelo less than a second behind him. These two are fighting hard as we make our way towards about halfway into the race now, with only 16 minutes remaining. I swear these laps feel longer with the amount of battling we're having on them. And it looks like a red flag may be out somewhere on the track. I'm not too sure what is happening there. We're going to go ahead and take a look at Joshua South as he is our reference car. See if anything is happening with him today. Take a quick rewind back into this. It doesn't seem any issues happen, so I'm not too sure what our race director was prompting us for there, but no issues at all. Gabriel Borghi continues to hold the lead position ahead of Angelo Moranti. And make sure we have this set up properly. There we go. Beautiful stuff today from our racers. Angelo sliding his car around the turn. You can see just barely that those rear tires are losing the grip just a tiny bit, but in those Ferraris, that can be a good thing. It helps them slide around just enough without losing full grip of the car.
Almost have it. It's right there.
And here we go as they make their way towards the second half of the track once again. Gabriel is putting back on a show, holding the fastest lap of the race so far with a 159.0. Angelo's going to have to start putting in some work with his fastest being a 159.69, nearly a 0.7 at that point.
Oh.
On paper, Gabriel is showing that he should be coming out on top in this race today, but anything can happen. Once again, this is the Bayou City Cup, hosted out of Houston, Texas by Shift E Racing's Joshua South, the leader and co-founder of Shift E Racing. And we are appreciative of the wonderful racing we are getting to see the day out of these two drivers. Jeremy Spencer Dunn isn't catching up to these two, but he is maintaining his third place position to secure a podium from Tony, who is still about 4.5 seconds behind him from the 5-second gap we were witnessing earlier. Making their way down the starting straight again. Lap after lap, these two are showing what it takes to be a high-rated iRacing driver with an A-class license. And another hop of the curve from Gabriel may cost him some time, but it looks like Angelo didn't quite have the exit he needed either. Making their way around the weird S's once again of the Nürburgring towards this straight of the front half. Back down the hill they go, with Gabriel starting to widen the gap with over a second on Angelo now. A beautiful exit once again, utilizing the curb only as much as necessary, but enough to maintain that gap behind him from Angelo, who will no longer be benefiting from the draft at this point. Or at least not in the sense of how he would with something like a 5 or a 0.5 second gap. Beautiful stuff as they make their way up the hill now. As far as our drivers behind, if we take a look at the round minimap on the right hand side of the screen, we can see they are about equally paced from each other, with the exception of Joshua South falling behind just a little bit from that spin earlier in the race. He's not really getting to benefit from anything such as draft or an incident in front of him like everybody else got to experience, so as long as he keeps it up, he still has a chance in this race as he's not been overlapped yet, but it will be a struggle to get out of that 6th place position. Meanwhile, Alex has faced similar struggles today, battling nearly every car on the grid so far, but only managing to be in the 5th place position. He's definitely going to be looking to make up a position in these last 12 minutes here. Tony McAnally's been doing pretty good so far. He had a little bit of a rougher start falling to the back of the grid, but he's now gotten back up to the 4th place position from which he started in. As Gabriel makes his way around the bends in his yellow and red Ray-Ban Ferrari. Angelo doing the same in an attempt to chase him down with the Italian-themed Ferrari. It's definitely turning out to be a more popular car in the Bayou City Cup series recently. But I know myself personally from having driven at least the McLaren, it is not an easy car to control as far as its initial launch out of certain corners that have you slow. But a beautiful car indeed, and Jeremy Spencer Dunn is making it work for that 3rd place position today. However, Angelo and it looks like Tony has had an incident himself, which has given Alex a chance to overtake the 4th place position, and Joshua is going to have a chance now to catch up as well. But at the moment, Gabriel Borghi continues to make his way around the track in that 1st place position. Angelo may have taken it briefly, but after losing it, he's not been able to regain it once again. Only 10 minutes remain on our clock as we make our way into the final stretch of this race now. A 30-minute race total, 2/3 done. All Gabriel needs to do is keep these laps consistent as possible, or as consistent as possible, and he'll have a chance to take the victory today here at the Nürburgring. Angelo, though, is still craving that first place position and has a chance. The gap may have widened to 2 seconds, but as we know, anything is possible in racing. All it takes is one little mistake to lose those times gained. As we saw from Tony just briefly before and Joshua earlier in the race. And speak of him, and he shall appear, Tony on screen at the moment, attempting to make his way back up to Alex Rake, who was able to gain the 4th place position from Tony's misfortune. But Tony will be craving back his 4th place qualifying position that he started in. The number 10 versus the number 84 beginning now in the final 10 minutes of this race. Making their way towards the first 2 turns now. A sharp hairpin can really determine how much speed you get out of the exit if done correctly. And it seems like that is turning out to be in Tony's favor as he seems to be gaining slowly but surely on Alex in front of him. The 0.9 gap slowly widening and closing all at once in each turn, showing where both cars have advantages and disadvantages. And we can see that Porsche, once again, so light, it's able to carry its speed through the corners a little bit better than the Ferrari of Alex Rake. But Alex is not giving it up yet, continuing to power on. Tony seems to have gone a little wide. It may have compromised his line just a little bit as Tony starts to make the gap widen by doing such. Alex is taking every advantage he can to fly away from the Ferrari, or I'm sorry, from the Porsche in his Ferrari. And here we go, making their way back down the hill now. 4th place for the 84, 5th place for the number 10. And up at the front, Gabriel Borghi is continuing to maintain that 2-second gap now from Angelo. Angelo not able to make any moves at the moment. Same goes for Jeremy Spencer Dunn, who has not made up too much time at the moment either. But they make their way towards the starting stretch once again. 7 minutes remaining on the clock. All it takes is one mistake for things to go haywire for a driver. Whether it's a fatal mistake or a small one, time is of essential here. Essential use. As we see that Porsche, once again, with the lighter body, it's able to make its way through those turns with a little more ease than the Ferrari.
Oh, let's go back. Let's go back.
The gap slowly draws closer. With each turn, that Porsche is able to fly through, but the Ferrari is going to take advantage of the straight once more. But it may not matter. It seems like Tony may have the draft now in his Porsche. As they make their way down the hill, we're going to see again that the Porsche is just carrying way more speed through each and every turn. And he's setting up to the inside, but I don't think the move is going to stick. He may need to get back on the racing line. There it is.
Nice.
But that Porsche is just doing the work it needs to and carrying itself through the corners in a way that is detrimental to Alex at the moment. Having to cut back in front of Tony just to make the corner as needed, but still hitting the gravel. The Porsche gets set up alongside now. Tony's nose has passed. He has the position for now. And it seems it's going to stick for the moment. Alex Rake has dropped back down to the 5th place position for Tony to take back his qualifying. But as we saw before, Tony has already gone off the track once. He could do it again if his concentration diminishes. Alex just needs to keep the pressure on if he wants to get back into the 4th place position and maximize his points today here at the Nürburgring. And speaking of gaps as well, Gabriel Borghi is just killing it now with a 4-second gap on Angelo Moranti. And Jeremy Spencer Dunn also falling way further behind of the two A-rated drivers with a 17-second gap to second place for him. Tony getting a beautiful exit there and able to escape Alex and his draft, it seems. They make their way down. 5 minutes remain on the clock. Anything can happen. Looks like Tony may have ate the curb a little bit too much there, but Alex is not going to have the speed necessary or the draft to chase after him. Towards this straight, they make their way into the next set of turns. Beautiful stuff here at the Nürburgring. The number 10 of Tony McAnally now flying in a way that maybe should have been done earlier in the race.
Did that go straight up?
He's able to set some decent laps here, setting 2:01s, which is competitive for the top or for the bottom four drivers, including Jeremy Spencer Dunn there in third place.
That's crazy.
Tony eating a little bit of the gravel there is going to give Alex a chance to begin chasing once again. That gap slowly diminishing from 0.8 down to 0.5, but as they make their way through the turns, we saw before that the Porsche just manages it a lot better. So it builds back up to 0.8 seconds briefly, but I believe he is still going to have the draft to be able to chase after. We will see as they make their way towards the heavy braking zone here in a moment. The battle rages on for these two. As they make their way to the final stretch, Tony is going to keep maintaining his position in the fourth place position, the place where he started it all in this race. This is the Bayou City Cup, hosted out of Houston, Texas by Shift E Racing. All these drivers are from the Houston, Texas area and showing us what Houston's got. And at the moment, it seems like Gabriel is showing truly what Texas has got, as he's still maintaining that 4-second gap at the lead, with Jeremy Spencer Dunn in the third place position behind Angelo Moranti with a 20-second gap there. Tony McAnally is still doing his best to escape Alex Rake, who is just about a second behind him through every lap. One mistake could ruin the position for him, but it could also be the same for Alex at this point as their tires begin to fade.
Oh, thank God.
We'll be seeing the last two laps now.
I have no idea.
Taking a look at our track map on the bottom left side of your screen, we will see that Gabriel Borghi is making his way towards the last two turns now. We may actually have the potential for 3 more laps depending on how quickly he makes it across the finish line, but I don't think that is going to be the case as he makes his way around the final bend now. Tony McAnally making his way back up the hill, kissing the gravel with his tires. Alex Drake trying to do his best to chase after him, but that gap has opened up to nearly 2 seconds now. It does seem like the Porsche just simply carries advantage through these corners against the Ferraris.
Oh, come back, Caesar. Hold on. Wrong weapon.
Now, as we keep looking through this here now, it does seem like we may be getting 2 laps after all. Gabriel Borghi has the pace, so nothing is determined just yet. We appreciate everything he's doing to give us more action, but at this point, he has a 6-second gap on Angelo Moranti. I don't think we need any more out of you, Gabriel. You're doing a wonderful job already. As well as Angelo, despite the gap to first, he's still put on an amazing display there. But that is going to be the white flag out now, so we do know this is the final lap. So as our drivers make it around, ooh, it looks like Gabriel may have had a bit of moment in the gravel there, but not enough to deter him. And Tony McAnally has done a great job to maintain the gap from Alex. He's gotten it down to 2 seconds now, so he should be able to secure that 4th place position as long as he keeps a decent pace throughout this last lap. But this is going to be Gabriel Borghi as we're viewing now, the current leader of this race. I take that back. We're going to see Alex briefly for a moment before the director decides, no, we're going to focus on the leader. Making his way towards the final 4 turns now, though, it does appear Gabriel Borghi is going to be our winner of the Bayou City Cup here at the Nürburgring. As we continue to take a look now, here he comes around the last 2 turns. The final incoming. Congratulations to Gabriel Borghi. Not only has he won today's race, but set a beautiful 158.927 for the fastest lap. Incredible stuff. And same to Angelo Moranti, who has managed to take the second place position with a very similarly fast-paced lap. These two drivers did incredible today. And then as we take a look at our track map down there, we will see that Jeremy Spencer Dunn is making his way around the last few turns as well. I'd like to give a big shout out to Jeremy Spencer Dunn rocking the Porky's livery. Go ahead and check out Porky's if you are in that Houston area. They have everything you would love about cars, whether it's sim racing, the cars themselves, or just a good place to hang out and meet people. Good job to you today, Jeremy Spencer Dunn. And following behind him is going to go ahead and be Tony McAnally. A little bit of a struggle with a spin out here today at the Nürburgring, but he maintains his 4th place position with the threat of Alex Rake chasing after him for that 5th place. And last but not least, we have Joshua South making his way around the final corner now to take our 6th place position. A huge shout out to Joshua as well for organizing and running these events. He does his best to create an environment where everybody can learn, develop, and just have fun with that sim racing experience. So yeah, congratulations to Gabriel Borghi for that job today. He put on quite a show. He lost it a little bit there when he had to fight Angelo, but he brought it back in the end to show he is triumphant. Once again, this has been the Bayou City Cup, hosted out of Houston, Texas by Shift E Racing. Thank you for joining us today, and you have a wonderful night.